You recommend solving personal problems, but what are the downsides if you do decide to tackle an established market that you don't have personal experience in, but you notice a gap you can solve for?
Yeah, this is one of those pieces of advice that, like, I don't know, it can go either way, you know? There's no, like, there are upsides to solving your own problem, right? If you solve your own problem, that means you're going to understand the problem a lot better. And if you understand the problem a lot better, then, like, you can kind of save work. Like, you don't have to talk to as many customers to get an idea. You don't have to, like, browse as many forums, etc. There's a huge downside to solving your own problem, which is that, like, it's good to talk to customers. It's good to browse forums and read what people are saying. It's good to learn how to do that research. And if you get too comfortable solving your own problem, then it's really easy to use as an excuse to just, like, believe in your own intuition and to assume that everybody's exactly like you and that you have the perfect vision. When the reality is that, like, even if you're solving your own problem, it's very often the case that, like, you're off. Like, then the hackers, I was solving my own problem. I wanted to come up with business ideas, but, like, it wasn't my idea that every interview should have revenue numbers. Like, that was from things that people on Hacker News were saying and complaining about. Like, I never would have thought about that. So it's not good enough just to solve your own problem. Like, you also need to talk to people, and that's something that always has to happen if you want to have, like, a really good product that matches with what other people want. For entering a crowded market, I think, like, so the other side, like, the other draw of, like, I guess the other side of the spectrum of solving your own problem is, like, being opportunistic. Like, okay, I've seen a gap in the market. I think I can exploit this gap. There's, like, some sort of way I can wedge my business into this, like, you know, this hole and create this arbitrage opportunity, or, like, you know, fill this thing that no one else is doing. I am, like, I'm increasingly against doing that. And I'll tell you why. I think that represents kind of a scarcity mentality. Specifically scarcity with regard to ideas. Like, the only reason to do that is if you believe that you can't also come up with an idea that's something that you're genuinely interested in, that is in a space that you like and enjoy, that also is similarly, like, promising. If you think that's really hard to do, then of course you're going to look for all these opportunistic ideas that are in spaces that you don't enjoy. But here's the thing, like, I think the space of good ideas is infinite. I think no matter what you're interested in, there's, like, an infinite number of really good ideas there that, like, you could find with a little bit of work. I think it's worth it to brute force ideas and to sit down and to really work through them and just be frustrated at coming up with bad ideas until you get a good one. But I think it's not worth it to opportunistically come up with an idea for a business in a market or an industry that you don't understand and that you don't even really like, and then have to learn all about it. And then, like, worst case scenario, your business fails. But then best case scenario, like, you build a successful business and lock yourself into working on something that you don't care about for many years and you're not even that happy. And, like, you end up in this, like, very predictable situation where, like, you just want to quit your own business years down the road. Even though it seems exciting to you now, it's, like, no longer exciting once, like, you've gotten used to it. So I would say, like, have some constraints, like, have your own, like, validation checklist, and, like, your constraints should include, like, you only working on things that you're genuinely interested in. Like, there can be things that you don't know about, you know, like, I'm interested in fiction and storytelling, and I don't know a lot about it. I've never been an author. And so if I went into that industry, I'd have to learn a lot, but at least I'd be interested in it. So I wouldn't say, like, you should limit yourself to things you know about, but, like, definitely limit yourself to things that you're genuinely interested in, and don't chase opportunistic gaps in the market that you don't care about. Like, there's gonna be ideas in the spaces that you're interested in. So just constrain yourself to that. Don't even consider looking outside of that, and you'll find something good eventually.